Hello, guys and girls. Welcome back. This is Chokester playing FTB Unstable. Today, we are going to work on some obsidian generation. Now, one of the cool things about the new version of the Tinker Smelter is that we can actually create obsidian. So you see, I have plenty of lava in here, and now I have a little bit of water, a little bit of lava here, and if I take a bucket and I take one of these buckets of lava, I can actually place it inside the drain here. And you'll see there's a little bit of lava in there. I take a bucket of water, and that actually has now created obsidian. So let's do that a couple more times. And that all turns into obsidian. And then I can just pour this out. And that will give us, watch it harden here, that will give us obsidian. I don't need a diamond pickaxe. I don't need to worry about finding obsidian in the world. Or taking my water bucket down with where there's lava and wasting that lava, because right now lava is still manual. In the future we'll probably do a blood magic ritual to gain lava, set up some automation, and generate our obsidian for us. But in the meantime, this is a nice, easy, early game way of generating obsidian. Woohoo! Okay, you see I've already done this a few times. This is 16. These tanks hold 16 blocks, and these tanks are pretty inexpensive. They're just a bunch of iron, and I have a ton of iron. And you can see this has just been cranking. I've had the ingot cast here. I turn this on and it just dumps out whatever I wanted. Now I could have gotten obsidian blocks if I wanted to, but or bricks, but I want to get blocks. So we now have 16 of these. I made a few extra. Obviously, I had a full tank full, so we just have to figure out where we want to place this. I'm really disappointed in this ender lily. It has not grown. It's been, oh gosh, 4 days now that the server's been running. We are in spawn chunks. Plus, I've also set up the chunks here and just turned on everything to include my building here. Let's see, how do I turn this off? Just like that. That's where my building is. So I've turned all these on, and I don't actually think this is working. If I look at F9, it shows these are blue here. Notice these are all blue. If I go over here, they are no longer blue where it's not claimed. See? So this is green here. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's really disappointing. Of course, early game is always tough with ender pearls, but I was really hoping to have that FTB utilities work and have the claim chunks grow me at least a few ender pearls. But that's fine. We'll just spend some nights killing endermen. One thing real quick I wanted to check, speaking of sleeping, is can we get a sleeping bag? No, we have no sleeping bags in this pack. Yeah, that's all. Okay, no problem. So we need to figure out where to put this this portal to the Nether, because I want to go get some quartz. Let's put it far enough away that we don't have to hear that constant droning. Tree's in the way a little bit right there, but let's put it, how about right here? I want to be able to actually see it. Let's put these right here. It's that one. And see if I can get this. Yes, my double jump really helps. All right, and in my bag, I have flint and steel already. And we can light that up. There we go. Nice. Another portal all ready to go. So, I have some Tinker's things here. I'll show you what I did with that in a minute. Let's run over and grab some. Let's grab some quartz. Later. Let's get away from here just in case. That's awfully loud. Yeah, we'll get away from here in case there's a blaze, or I mean a ghast. All right, looks good. Oh, you know what? I actually don't have a pickaxe with me, but that's fine. Yeah, can't get that without a pickaxe. Because I didn't want to make another iron pickaxe. I was going to do a Tinker's smelter axe. So let's head on over here. This is cranking along just fine. We're doing pretty good. The other thing is that I haven't logged on since yesterday, and this is still full. So I know these chunks are not loaded. And these actually might not be, which is fine. I might claim those. Yeah, it's just that one extra. So that's a good test. Let's do that. Let's claim this chunk over here, which I believe it is this right here. Yes. All right. So let's claim this and see. Yeah, this one as well, just in case. Why not? But just myself on the server, so I don't really have to worry about that. All right, so we should all be good now. All right, let's go make ourselves a tinker pickaxe. So one of the things I wanted to show you is put this away. If I take clay, now this is a really cool neat with the new version of this, is I can actually put clay in here. So let's just put 4 of them in there for right now. And let's do, so I've already created a iron pickaxe head. I'm going to grab this. When this smelts down, this actually acts just like gold does. We're short on gold right now, as we typically are in early game. So we can use clay now. What that does is it generates liquid clay, and then we can use that as a cast. It's a one-time only cast. So let's say we want to do a tool rod here. We'll put the tool rod down. This has now created molten clay. I can pour this out. And let's say we wanted to grab iron here. So see how we now have this cast. So if I throw 2 of these in here, we'll let that smelt up. And you know what? I'm going to throw in a few more of these for right now while that's all smelting. So how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good day. This is middle of the week for me. And I'm having a good time, enjoying this mod pack. There is a lot of things that I was just recently playing the Avant pack, and there's a lot of great things in there. So I think I might either start up an Avant series, another one in parallel, or shortly after this one, when we reach end game on this, I might start that up because that's got some really neat stuff in there. So let's see, molten iron. We'll pour this out. Now, I'm not actually going to use this. I just want to show this as a demonstration. I'm going to use for early on. See how it got rid of the clay cast and it dumped it in here. Let's put on. Let's see. I'm going to use the paper tool rod, but you get the point on that. Let's put this back for right now. I'm going to make the rest of those casts and maybe some other things. So what I did over here is you saw that I had the crafting station. It was moved over a little bit. I wanted to be able to fit all these tinker tables in a row, and so I created the rest of the tinker tables. And so I used some birch wood for this to just give a little bit of different texture. I've created some of the casts, all the standard tinker stuff. Most everybody should know how to do this. Not much different other than they all line up really nicely here in a row and have tabs at the top. That's one of the really neat things with this. And I wanted to keep the chest next to the crafting station so that I can easily pull in things from this. So I've upgraded this to a tool forge. That is, the recipe on the tool forge is fairly simple. It's the tool station, which is the first step, and then some of these seared bricks that we get. We saw how to create those one of the first episodes. And then I used iron since I have a ton of iron. I would have liked some of the other colors. They've got some really neat things in here, like cobalt. It looks pretty cool. Even the ardite one looks really neat, the Manulan, or however you pronounce that, because everyone pronounces it different, copper, bronze, and so on. They've got lots of different looks, but I just went with the iron for right now. So what upgrading the tool forge does is it allows us to get things like the cleaver, which, as we see here, it's the large sword blade, it's the large plate, and then the tool rods, the tough tool rods. So that's why I've made these. And also the other thing that it opens up for us is the hammer. So a couple of these large stone plates, the hammerhead, and another tough tool rod. So that's why I've made all these. I probably will do, since I have to use a couple of these, I might make these in gold. Now, my gold reserve is not doing so well. So one of the reasons I wanted to go over to the Nether and get quartz is because we're going to work on something else today, and I won't spoil it for right now. But you see, I got a lot of these books. Now, I promised that I would, when we started Botania, I would make the Botania book, and that was kind of holding off until we got some books. I know we've got leather now. We've got a decent amount of leather. We've got a good amount of wood, so not a problem. I could have just made our books myself. But there's also another recipe in here for books is we can actually use these blank patterns along with string and some paper. I did go off and harvest a whole bunch of sugarcane. I'll show you that real quick. There's sugarcane right down the coast there. I pulled it back here. I made a whole long row here. That way I can grab the sugarcane as needed and create some paper and sugar or whatever I need. So the patterns here can be made. You can make books out of it. I did find the village we went to and got those books, and then I found another town over here. And let's see if I can turn off caves. There we go. So you see I did a bit of exploring. I'm down here. I found a nice area where I need to continue exploring. I'm down at like Y level 11, 10 down there, and I need to continue on from there. But there was a nice deep trench there that I was able to get into. So I'm doing mining. I want some more iron or diamonds, of course. So you can see there's another town over here. It wasn't that good. There was a lot of farms, as you see. Its world generation was a little rough on it, so we don't have the blacksmith station like we do over here with a nice chest. So no real good loot, but I was able to get a emerald. I actually. I think that was they had a really good. They had coal. They had a guy with 20 coal for an emerald. That's really good. And then they had paper and they had wheat, and I harvested all the crops over there and got wheat and got myself a single emerald. So that's good. Okay, back to Botania. So Botania, you craft the Lexicon of Botania with the oak sapling in the book. Like I said, I don't need this right now. I've done Botania enough times that it's not a big deal. But this is a pretty cool book. If you've never seen it before, you can read through all this yourself. So I'm not going to go through that. Yeah, the tutorial sometimes is there. It's odd, but I've watched it once. Most every other time it shows that it's not available. This is pretty neat. Most of the time, you can read through a lot of this. The mana manipulation, we've done a lot of these here. The mana spreaders, the mana tablet, you've seen a lot of this. The generating flora, we did the day bloom. Those have long since decayed. We did the endoflame. I usually stick with this. This is a really good one, the Gormalius. And it does generate quite a bit of mana. It does require something edible. So we can set up a farm, pump it into here. It works really well. But I like my endoflame setup, and it usually does really good. I don't do a ton of Botania, so my mana really kind of takes care of itself. Now, the other thing I did is I raised this up one level. I pointed it into a mana distributor. The mana distributor is a really cheap block. Distributor. The recipe for that is just 2 of those mana steels. That's iron dropped into the mana pool, so nice and easy to make. And what that does is it sends it to 4 different blocks around. I actually had the you'll notice that the chest is a little different here. I had a creeper come here and blow that up. It just drives me nuts. I need to get a creeper Neon Zoo. Let me sleep real quick. It'd be really handy if we had that sleeping bag, but alas, we must find a bed every time. So what I want to do is one other thing. While we're here real quick, and we're doing tinkers right now, but hey, why not for 5? We're going to make one more mana pool. I'll show you how that works. I purposely left it off. Is we can put a mana pool here, and you'll see it instantly starts filling up. So this mana distributor distributes to 4 different ones, and I can have mana spreader send it to another pile of 4 if I want it, with another mana distributor in the middle, and just keep accumulating a ton of mana that way. So this is actually doing pretty good right now. There we go. So we've got 1/8 of a pool here, so times 4. That's pretty much a half a mana pool already. Okay, So we have the Tinker's stuff right here. I want to grab some of the paper, which we have none right now, so we will make some. There it is. Let's just grab that and grab a bit of lag. All right, so we have 24 of those. I want to go into here and make this and take this out, put the paper in, and grab one of those. All right, we can leave that in there. So if we go over here, I can put the, I forgot my components. Let me grab those real quick. Love how fast we are now, and we will be getting faster. All right. Oh, and let me grab some wood because I told you I was going to be, I think it's 2 should be enough, yeah. All right, so I really want this out of wood, and I'll show you why in a second. I'm gonna grab this. All right, and so we will, oops, let's put this into pickaxe mode. This and this and this. Very simple, basic. But what this gives us is splinters, which allows us, if I hold down shift, shows you all the specs. I can actually mine diamond with this. Well, we knew that. That's pretty standard. What I want is the obsidian. So we can, the splinters gives us the auto repair. Ecological gives us the cheaper repair. The magnetic it gives us the magnet. Now, this would be really good early on. We already have the ring of magnetization that we made in last episode, but that at least pulls items towards you. And then writable gives us one more modifier. We see over here on the right-hand side, I can't move my mouse, but modifiers is 4 now instead of the default 3. One of the things that this does not, this new Tinkers does not have our standard modifiers that we're used to. So beware of that. You are finite amount. There is a add-on called Tinker's Add-ons. It's another mod pack that you can add that adds the standard 3 more modifiers. I might be adding that in the future. Depends on where we get to. They obviously are balancing Tinkers, and that's fine. They want it to not be super OP. In my opinion, it wasn't OP before. It was just a really good set of tools. So whatever. So we might add that in the future. Depends. So we now have a iron pickaxe. I'm going to drop some things off here. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to leave my obsidian here. This is just for recipes and future use till we can get more of an automated. Let's drop off the clay here. I'm going to drop these all off right here. We're going to go into the nether, and let's see, I won't need the cobble. Let's put this away. All right, cobble, and we'll dump this, oops, this one and this one. And I'll throw the Lexica Botania right there. I need to move these back over. Okay, cool. Let's head on over to the nether. All healed up. God, I love that. Whew. So fast and zippy. That's one of the reasons I'm pretty much a boy, that's loud. I'm pretty much a tech guy, but I do a couple of magic mods, Botania, Blood Magic, and that really because I do that because there's some really nice items in there, mostly the magnet ring and the sojourner sash. So that's going to be a little bit tough to get to. So we do have 9 already. Let's grab this here. There's a magma cube island down there. And you know what? We're going to grab a few of these. It would be wonderful if we had a nether fortress right here, but alas, I don't think we're going to have that. Alright, just a few of these. Close to us. Let's grab a full stack. There's some cobalt right there, which is what we're going to eventually want to get to, but we can't get to that right now. We need... There's some more quartz. Some of the mod packs have exploding ores, or they sizzle and then they will explode. Vein Miner actually helps to prevent that most of the time. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's grab this. Experience. So it will prevent that, because what happens is you take out one and the other ones kind of get charged up. This mod pack doesn't have it, so we don't have to worry about that. There's some... Let's gently get down here. Love some glowstone. That would be really nice. With my magnet ring, I might be able to get this. Let's make sure we... Yeah, I think I might be able to get this. Let's get a little bit closer just to be safe. All right, that's about as far as... You know what? I might go over here. Can I get one below it? No, I can't. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. Got it. Well, at least a good portion. Now, just to be safe. There. All right. Very successful. I'm really happy with that. Let's grab a few more. I'd like about a stack. That would be fine. Won't be able to get the experience from that, or most of it. Oh yeah, not bad. What I would also like is an experience obelisk to store this experience, so that if I die again, which I've died a few times, it's just kind of the nature of... I have no armor right now, but that's okay. I mean, it's kind of makes it a little more challenging. Early game I want to save my ores if at all possible. There's some ardite. We're going to be using both ardite and cobalt, and combining the two to make manulin, or manulin, however you want to pronounce that. And one more. Oh, I can't do it. I gotta have that experience. Alright. There we go. Tell you what, I will pause right here, and I will head back and maybe take a look around a little bit, and I'll meet you back at the base. All right, I'm back. I had a pretty good haul. I got roughly 2 1/4 stacks of Nether quartz. I got 2 1/4 stacks of soul sand, and looks like I got 2 3/4 stacks of glowstone, and a little bit of netherrack. So all good stuff. I'm going to... you know what? Maybe I'll throw a stack of this up here. That'll be good to store that in there. The rest of this I can just store up here. Okay, so in the meantime, what I have also done is I have smelted up a few things, and I've put down our, what's the thing? Sharpening stone. I've threw some obsidian in here, and so in a moment, but it looks like I'm going to be... I've got plenty of iron for our other stacks. I'm going to make some... you know what? I pretty much only need one of these, so I'm going to do clay, I think. Let's do that first. Let's do a clay of this guy. All right, so now what the sharpening kit does is whatever object we put on here, it allows us to increase the level of our tool. You see that with all this stuff, I had actually come back because I had a broken pickaxe. But let me put this down here. It's going to take a block and a half, so I'm going to pour out this sharpening kit, and I'll show you what this does. And that'll leave us with... oh, actually, you know what? That looks like it was less than 1 block. That's fine. All right, so let's take this, and I'll show you how to repair as well as upgrade our pickaxe. All right, so in here, let's grab a little bit of iron. Doubt it'll take more than 1, but put this in here, and that's why we have the ecological in here. So we put that on there. Yeah, it does actually take a little bit more than 1, but yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So now we're completely repaired. Very good. That's one of the reasons I make iron devices and then upgrade them with the sharpening kit. I'm going to need 1 flint for this. So if I put the pickaxe in here, put this on here, you notice how it says it is mining level of diamond right now? If I put that in there, now mining level of cobalt. It's the highest mining level just by having this obsidian sharpening kit on there. So our durability is 234, durability is still 234. So it's not like it's adding any durability. I don't think mining speed doesn't increase either. All it does is increase that level. We still have 4 modifiers, which is really cool. So we'll still be able to use our proverbial lapis and redstone and stuff to speed that up. But what this does right now is, you notice I've increased this mining level just with that sharpening kit, and I can also swap out components. So I'm okay with using wood early on. It's not like the pickaxe is destroyed, and I can upgrade it later to anything I want, and also the modifiers that I add on there, such as luck slash fortune, the speed, haste, all those carry over even if I swap out components. So that's really cool. So I do have the other things in here. I don't really need to use a sharpening kit for the weapon, but the next thing I want to do is I have, let me figure out what I'm doing here. All right, so I've got this gold ingot. I want to put down, let's make that. Gold goes on top of there. Each of these take 2. And done. So that is because I'm going to want to make a couple of these. So let's pour that out. And remember, they changed it so that gold takes forever, not only to pour out, but also to solidify. So you see that takes such a long time. But I'm going to make a couple of gold components. I'm going to make a couple of clay components for the one-time things, and I'll meet you back here. All right, guys, we're back, and I just got back from the Nether. I wanted to grab some cobalt, some ardite, grabbed a little more glowstone dust and quartz, and of course, netherrack always comes along with it. But strangely enough, this time I normally get a lot more cobalt, but instead this time I got ardite. So I want to add a few. Let's add the ardite right now. One of the things I want to make is I've already done a couple of things here. I've made enough for this. Let's go ahead and assemble this while that actually. You know what? Let me do all of these, and while this is working, we'll grab that, throw that on there. We'll throw that. Oh shoot, not that. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that back in there because I will want to make one more cast. But for right now, I don't need that. Hurry up, guys. We're getting close to the wrap-up point, but I wanted to at least get a couple of weapons or a couple of items. You see my iron pickaxe. It doesn't have the best durability. It's only 234, but we're going to be fixing that soon. There we go. Oops. And we'll put the ardite at the bottom. Yeah, I can't leave that running automatically. Otherwise, it'll dump everything out. And I don't quite want to do that yet. So let's go in here. Let's pick our hammer. And we'll throw that here. I don't believe these, yeah, they don't shift click in there. And for right now, I'm just going to do this. And that gives us the iron hammer. Now, one of the things I want is to have the iron as the tip because that'll easily repair it. Now, it's only got 572. It's not awesome, but we can always replace any of the components, and I can throw some other stuff on there like obsidian or manuolin or something as secondary, not the head, and I can still always repair it with iron, which is excellent. Let's grab a couple of those. That's still working. Or we'll dump a few out because I do want some standard ardite, standard cobalt, and only a little bit of manuolin. It used to be the top tier. It still is for damage, but there's a lot of downsides that come along with it, including reduced durability. So that's one of the things that actually we'll dump out a block as well. That'll make it go quicker. We got 2 left. All right. With that last one, actually there will be more in there. So what I'm going to do is grab a, give me just 1 second. I need to. All right. Yeah, I'm going to actually do the cobalt handle. Yeah, let's do that. Let's dump out a block, and we'll dump out 2 of these. If I add the cobalt in here, then it's going to mix with this and make the manuolin, and that's something we don't want. I want to keep them all separate and then just mix them up together. So let me smelt all this, and I'll be right back with you. And the last bit that I need is the Ardite tool rod. Grab that. And let's go make ourselves a brand new sword. Just in case. Okay, so we're going to make ourselves a cleaver. And so I want to put a Maniyulan large plate, Maniyulan sword, a cobalt tool rod, and a bone tool rod. And that gives us an attack damage of 20, a whopping 2500 durability. But what I'm trying to do is get a one-hit cleaver. That should take down 10 hearts on all but the armored mobs and some of the other ones like Endermen. So we can get rid of this iron sword now. Thank goodness. And then the other thing I want to do is replace the... Oops, I want this. I want to replace my iron pickaxe. But the first thing I need to do is I need to repair it. So probably need, hopefully just one. Yeah, that's enough. All right, so I'm going to replace the tool rod. And that gives us... So yeah, that's the problem is that the mining speed is supposed to go up. Actually, that did increase the mining speed. It does give us what Petra armor does is I was hoping to increase the mining speed, but what it does is if we take a look at the book here. Let's go to tool materials. Let's get over to Ardite. Petra armor is it actually eats up stone as you mine. It actually absorbs the stone and it repairs the durability. So I'm gonna have to think about that. We can always change it later. It's only a 93. I'm probably gonna have to change. I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll probably in the next episode I might change, or between episodes I might change the pickaxe head to cobalt, because that'll definitely increase the mining speed. I think also increase the durability. I'll probably leave the crossbar paper because I want that extra modifier, and then we can always increase durability with other things. There's other modifiers in here. We've got haste, of course, we'll be putting on, I think, it depends on how fast that is, but definitely luck for fortune. Sharpness, we'll be putting that on our cleaver, I think. It depends on how well it does. We don't necessarily need it now that it's a kind of a one hit, but we can add diamond for durability. We can add emerald. Both of those increase durability. Let's see, that we already did that. Silk Touch, I might make a second pickaxe in the future for Silk Touch. We do have one of these really cool, let's see, I think it's over here. We've got one of these red orchids. We plant it on actual redstone, or it generates redstone for us. So that might be something we do in the future. Let's go back to the modifiers. Smite and Bane of Arthropide. Sharpness is a lot better than both of those. Fiery, I don't like that because if they die from the tick of the fire, you don't get as much loot. So Necrotic is actually really good. That's healing. So we might do that. Knockback, I want them to come to me. I don't want them to fly away from me and have to wait for them to come all the way to me or have to run to them each time. Soulbond is always nice, but to me, it's not that big of a deal. We might do something like this, height and width. By default, the iron hammer has a 3x3, but that can increase it up to 5x5. So in the next episode, one of the big things I wanted is Nether Quartz, and that is because our builder, and in particular our quarry card, needs, I believe it was this. Oh, what was it? Was it the builder? Maybe it wasn't that. What was I going to use that for? Uses. Let me try to refresh my memory. Forgive me, guys. Just kind of derping. Modular storage would be nice. Oh yeah. No, it wasn't the sensor. Stone comparator. It did have that in it. And what was it? Generator pedestal. That's all for deep resonance stuff. Stone receiver would be really nice. Yeah, I think maybe that was what it was a redstone receiver for my automated, the Botania out here. So the Botania, I want to be able to automate this with the pressure plate here and bring it up top and automatically have it drop when it's empty. So that's one of the things that would be really nice to do, so that it'll shut off. We can also do a testing here. We can do a comparator and test to see if these are full and shut it off. A lot of great things we can do once we have quartz. But yeah, we're going to be getting into a few other things next episode. So stay tuned and like and subscribe. Talk to you next time.